Welcome back to CarWow 787. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. Today we're diving into the Mazda CX-30 2026, exploring every angle so you'll know exactly what you're getting, its design, performance, tech, comfort, safety, pricing, and whether it's worth your hard-earned money. So settle in, buckle up, and let's drive. The CX-30 2026 carries forward Mazda's signature Kodo design philosophy, sleek, dynamic, yet elegant. It steps confidently between a hatchback and an SUV, offering that higher driving position without bulk. The front end features a thinner, more assertive grille, sharper LED headlights that integrate seamlessly into the fenders, and improved aerodynamics. From the side, the roofline slopes slightly toward the rear, giving the car a sporty profile while still allowing for usable roof height and generous rear door access. The rear now has more sculpted surfaces. Taillights are slimmer, more modern, and the bumper design adds subtle flair without overcomplicating things. There's a feeling of sophistication. Metallic paint options look deeper, while standard alloy wheels get a light redesign to look more aggressive, but not ostentatious. Climbing inside, Mazda doesn't try to overwhelm with flashy gimmicks. The cabin feels premium, with high-quality soft-touch materials, carefully stitched leather interior in upper trims, and minimal but purposeful chrome accents. The dashboard layout is clean, a new, slightly wider infotainment screen that's now better integrated, and a central dial or touchpad depending on trim, plus nicely contoured seats with more bolstering. Legroom is solid in both front and rear. Headroom in the back is slightly improved thanks to adjustments in the roof lining. Boot space remains competitive for the class, enough for groceries, suitcases, or weekend gear, no surprises. The comfort is there. Dual-zone climate control, ambient lighting in higher trims, and better insulation to reduce road and wind noise, which Mazda has always been good at. Ride quality is also tuned well. Bump absorption is good, especially on smooth roads. Though on rougher surfaces, the wheels can transmit some texture, but never harsh. Under the bonnet, Mazda offers several powertrain options to suit different priorities. The base engine is a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated petrol four-cylinder, smooth, reliable, good for daily commuting, though not a rocket. Fuel economy is respectable. If you want more punch, there's a 2.5-liter turbocharged engine in higher trims. This gives stronger acceleration, more torque, and great on-demand power for highway overtakes. Mazda also includes, for some markets, a mild hybrid setup, mainly to help with stop-start, emissions, and improving real-world efficiency. Transmission choices are automatic with a refined CVT in base trims or a traditional torque converter automatic in the higher-powered versions. Handling is something Mazda's tuned quite well. Steering feels precise. Turn-in is confident. The CX-30 leans but not too much, giving that balance between comfort and sporty-leaning behavior. All-wheel drive is offered in selected trims, enhancing grip in wet or slick conditions, although with a small penalty in fuel usage. Let's talk interior tech. Inside is another area Mazda has elevated in the 2026 CX-30. The infotainment display is larger, sharper, better glanceability. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. Depending on trim, there's a newer premium sound system, maybe a 12-speaker Bose in some markets that delivers better clarity, deeper bass. There's a digital instrument cluster or at least a semi-digital display in more advanced trims. Driver aids are expanded, adaptive cruise control that works even when coming to a full stop, lane keep assist with more confidence and center rejoining, blind spot monitoring with cross-traffic alert, rear cross-traffic braking, and more sophisticated collision mitigation systems. Parking sensors front and rear, possibly a 360-degree camera in top trims. The safety ratings look good, crash protection is solid in independent tests, and Mazda has added structural reinforcement to improve side impact and rollover stability. Comfort and practicality are thought through. Upholstery choices range from cloth in base models to leather in top trims with heating and ventilation in front seats. Heated rear seats might be optional in certain markets. The steering wheel is heated in some versions. The driving position is upright enough for good visibility, mirrors are well positioned, the blind spots modest. Storage is decent. Glove box, center console, door bins are nicely sized, cup holders in front and back. Cargo cover or retractable boot cover helps keep items out of sight. A small underfloor compartment gives a bit more flexibility. The rear seats fold flat in a 60-40 split, making it easier to load bigger items. Roof rails may come standard or in higher trims, good for roof boxes or bikes. On safety, Mazda has always been ahead of many rivals, and the CX-30 2026 continues that trend. Airbags front, side, and curtain. Stability control. Traction control. Improved braking systems. Optional driver monitoring systems encourage attention when driving long roads. Lane departure warnings and automatic emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection are sharper than before. In wet or slippery conditions, the AWD helps, and sometimes there's torque vectoring to manage grip. The car also features improved lighting. Brighter LED beams with adaptive high beam so you don't blind oncoming traffic while still getting maximum visibility. Cost of ownership is another important factor. Maintenance intervals are reasonable. Spare parts availability for Mazda tends to be good in most regions, though prices vary. Fuel consumption differs significantly between the base and turbo versions, so if you want savings, go for the smaller engine. Insurance costs depend on trim, safety features help in many areas, possibly lowering premiums. Depreciation looks likely to be moderate. Mazda builds a reputation, but it's not quite German luxury. So resale should stay decent, but not astronomical. Pricing starts with the entry-level trims, which are nicely equipped even at the bottom. Expect to pay more for medium trims with upgraded interior materials and added tech. Then premium trims with the larger engine, AWD, and luxury touches push the price up significantly. Depending on region, import taxes, currency, and local incentives, the gap between base and top trim is substantial. But Mazda tends to include a lot in its packages. So even mid-trim cars punch above their price in terms of features. Comparisons. Against rivals like Honda HR-V Vezel, Toyota Corolla Cross, Hyundai Kona, and maybe some compact luxury crossovers, the CX-30 holds its own. Styling is more upscale than many. Driving dynamics better than average, interior materials and comfort better than most in the segment. On the flip side, cargo space may lag some boxier rivals, and fuel economy in more powerful trims is less favorable. Also, repair and parts might be pricier depending on locality. But for those who value driving feel, style, and comfort, the CX-30 2026 offers strong value. Who is this car for? If you prioritize style, spend a fair amount of time doing highway driving, want responsive handling, nice creature comforts, and aren't solely focused on lowest possible running costs, it's a great buy. If instead your focus is on maximum cargo space, lowest ongoing fuel cost, or carrying lots of heavy loads, there might be more practical alternatives. But for most urban and suburban drivers who also take the occasional road trip, the CX-30 2026 is a well-rounded, compelling choice. Weaknesses to keep in mind. The base engine is fine for city use, but feels underpowered when fully loaded or for overtaking. Road surfaces matter. On extremely rough roads, the ride can be less composed. Rear visibility due to design and small rear windows can be challenging. Reliance on cameras and sensors helps but doesn't always replace direct sight. Some of the tech features may be optional only on top trims, pushing price upward. Also, servicing costs and parts in some regions might be more expensive than local budget crossover rivals. In summary, the Mazda CX-30 2026 builds on what made the previous generations appealing. Better looks, improved materials, more tech, and a driving experience that leans slightly towards sporty without giving up comfort. It's not perfect, but it's very strong in the areas that most drivers care about: daily usability, style, safety, and driving enjoyment. If you're deciding, think about what you value most. If cost of fuel and maximum space are your main priorities, maybe look at alternatives. But if you want a car that feels premium, looks good, has a nice set of features, and handles nicely, the CX-30 2026 is hard to beat. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to CarWow 787 so you don't miss our future reviews. Hit the bell icon to stay notified. Leave your thoughts in the comments. what trim or engine you'd pick, or what car you want us to review next. Until next time, drive safe and take care.